Okay, girls, we're going to take notes on our chapter on 3.44. Mixtures can be separated according to their size and their mass. So we're going to focus only on two techniques that separate mixtures depending on the size of the particles of that mixture and according to the mass of that mixture. So the first method that we're going to talk about is filtering. So I know that we already took notes of these methods when you did your theory part 2, but these notes complement what you already have done. So please take note of these ones, and when you're doing your summaries at the end of the chapter, then you can combine both and decide which one, what parts are you leaving and which parts are duplicates, okay? So a filter has a series of holes in it that lets through small things but traps the larger particles. It separates substances according to the size of their particles. So this one, we are focusing here on the size of our particles, okay? So filtering depends on the size of the particles. Examples are tea bags, fly screens, colander, sieve, gas mask, and you're familiar with all these types of examples, so this is nothing new for you. The new part is these two words, which are new vocabulary for you, so you need to write this down and remember them. So the filtrate is what passes through the filter, and the residue is what is left behind in the filter, okay? The other method is centrifuging, and centrifuging separates light and heavy particles by spinning a mixture. So this method is based on the mass of the mixture, okay? And it's about how light or how heavy those particles are, and that's how centrifuging works. So remember that in one of the videos that you watched last class, it talked about how blood couldn't be separated with a filter because the size of the particles are all very small. So filtering won't separate that mixture. But centrifuging, it's a good method to separate blood because the particles have different mass. Some of those particles are light and others are more heavy, and that allows the centrifuging to work to separate the blood. So heavy objects feel the pull towards the outside of the spin more than light objects. So when you, and if you think about a merry-go-round, so I'm not very good at drawing, but let's say, okay. So if you are holding here to the mirror, when you're spinning around, as you're spinning around, what your sensation is that you're being pulled outwards. Agree? That's your sensation. That's what you feel. You don't feel as much going around. You feel that you're going to being pulled out. That's why you have to hold very tight. Otherwise, you know that if you let go, you will go out of the merry-go-round of this thing that is spinning. That's why, because your mass, because you're heavier, that you are feeling that pull towards the outside of the spin. Okay? So that's exactly what happened. Heavy objects of heavy particles will feel that pull more than light ones, and that's how you separate objects, mixtures using centrifuging. Examples are salad spinners and washing machines, and also, as you know, a centrifuging machine for separating blood. And that's the end of the notes for this chapter. Thank you for watching, girls.